US-based group petitions bidding government to designate Buhari, Tinubu, Arafai and others as sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. It alleged that the Nigerian government officials were sponsoring terrorism by carrying out terrorist activities, including training, funding, financing, and recruitment of terrorists, using their offices as a safe haven. Now the news in detail. Global Advocate for Terrorism Eradication, Govt, a United States-based non-profit organization, has petitioned the U.S. government to designate President Muhammadu Buhari and several other officials as sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. The 26-page petition signed by the group's principal advocate, Robert Berry, was addressed to Anthony J. Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State. The group urged the U.S. government to designate the Nigerian government as sponsors of terrorism, alleging that from all available indices, what is happening in Nigeria is state-sponsored terrorism. It alleged that the Nigerian government officials were sponsoring terrorism by carrying out terrorist activities, including training, funding, financing, and recruitment of terrorists, using their offices as a safe haven, transit, and operational base for terrorists and terrorist activities. Govt in the petition accused the national leader of All Progressive Congress (APC), Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State, former Chief of Army Staff and current Nigerian Ambassador to the Republic of Benin, Tokar Buratai, and the Director General of State Services, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, of aiding terrorism in Nigeria. Others accused of terrorism by Govt are former Inspector General of Police Muhammadu Adamu, Governor Hope Udozima of Imo State, Minister of Communications, Justice and Information Issa Pantami, Abubakar Malami, and Lai Mohammed respectively, amongst others. It alleged that the Nigerian government officials have deployed the instrumentality of power and are using the veil of sovereignty in knowingly consenting with malicious intent, allowing and promoting the use of Nigeria as a breeding ground and recruitment nursery for international terrorism activities, contrary to Foreign Relations Authorization Act, Fiscal Years 1988 and 1989, PL 1002 20422 USC 2656F as amended. The group also gave a 2-month notice to the United States government, warning that if, at the expiration of 2 months deadline and the designation is not made, Govt will proceed to the federal court in the United States to apply for a writ of mandamus to compel the United States Secretary of State to issue designation in line with the provisions of law. Govt argued that designating Nigerian officials as sponsors of terrorism by the U.S. will have far-reaching legal implications, including potentially arrest and criminal prosecution in a federal U.S. court if they visit the country. But urging its points, the group cited an interview of former Deputy Director of Defense Intelligence Services of the Nigerian military, Navy Commodore Akonle Olawumi, granted Channels Television on August 24, 2021. It said in spite of the revelations from the interview, the Nigerian government did nothing about the issues raised. That in spite of this knowledge, the Nigerian government has vehemently refused to take appropriate measures to protect her citizens and the global community from the nefarious activities of those state actors, it said. The group concluded the current Nigerian government, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, is executing a global jihadist agenda that is comparable, if it is more insidious, than that of the Taliban of Afghanistan. It is even more dangerous because it is mixed with genocidal tendencies. It is in the best interest of the United States and all the democratic countries of the world to identify this threat early and address it now. This is to prevent the further spread of a global jihadist agenda of the Buhari government and to arrest an imminent ethnic and religious genocide. Wow, wow, wow. This one is scary. Very scary. Very scary. Very, very, very scary. This one is scary. Many of us that are living in this country will say, we can even see that we have been shouting and complaining that the government is not doing anything, but this one, it is not coming like a shocker to some citizens, but this one will be like a shocker to some, especially those that have been blindly in support of this particular administration. I've said it before, this particular administration, oh my goodness, there are so many things wrong with it. They are not the people's type. They do not want suggestions. They do not take suggestions from anybody. It is only in this Buhari administration that you see people refer to it as a regime, not as, as an administration. People often call it a regime because it is more dictatorship than democratic. Then, the second thing I was about to say was that and this particular administration is the only administration since independence that you are going to see that the free arms of government. The free arms of government comes from majorly. No, nobody will come and say no, that other parts. No, the free arms of government is being ruled by one region. One. The executive arm of government, the legislative arm of government, and the judicial arm of government, making it corrupt already. Can you see that? It is being ruled by one. It is being ruled by one region, meaning there is none of them that can checkmate. Nobody can checkmate the other. Of course, you're not going to tell me that you do not know that most people that in this particular arm of government now, be it the legislative, judiciary, they are people who assumed power on the basis of favoritism and nepotism, not on merit. Quote me anywhere. Do your research and find out. You will see them. That is why it is seeming like these people do not defend the people. Democracy is supposed to be the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. But now these people, they now protect only themselves. That is why you will come out and you hear a whole Attorney General of the Federation say some comments and you're going to be like, how? Why? When did you get here? It is. Now, I am sure that many of our agitators now, I'm calling them our agitators because they are our citizens in Nigeria. Many of these agitators, they will tell you that they know this already. It is not going to be like a shocker to them. Why? Because a government that leaves, a region that, is suffering of blood-sucking monsters. Bandits suck their blood, Boko Haram sucks their blood, and leaves it. And the problem of that region is one particular region that is, or one or two other regions that are seeking for freedom. I'm going to end it here. At the end of this all, I just pray that those their eyes have been closed, finally, their eyes will be open to see the truth and know the truth. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen, and till I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.